Fire Emblem has become one of Nintendo's most recognizable franchises, but this wasn't always the case. Fire Emblem is a franchise that began in the 1990s, debuting on the Famicom. It has since garnered a reputation that makes it synonymous with strategy RPG games. This is a review of the newest installation of this prolific franchise. But first, before we hop into this video, please do me a favor, you guys, like and subscribe down below. Let us know if you picked up Fire Emblem Engage or if you're interested in picking up Fire Emblem Engage. And with that, let's get into this review.
Fire Emblem Engage!
For as popular as Nintendo is, their flagship strategy game has not always shared the limelight. But all that changed in 2019 with the record-breaking Fire Emblem Three Houses. For most, this was a phenomenal introduction to the series. As a long-term Fire Emblem fan, I liked the game, but it did not satisfy my large need for a traditional entry to the series. When Fire Emblem Engage was initially announced, I was more than hyped. I was fully engaged. Alright then, first let's get into the story of this game. Fire Emblem is a game that has a reputation for its deep character narrative. Fire Emblem Engage's story is a little shallow when you compare it to others, but it is more than serviceable. The main protagonist is Alir, a divine dragon who has been asleep for the last 1,000 years. He awakens to find a world on the cusp of war. He soon discovers that someone has awakened the evil Fel Dragon as well. He then begins his quest to collect all the emblem rings in order to be fully prepared to conquer the Fel Dragon once again. This story isn't winning any Oscars, but what it does do is keep the story and gameplay moving at a very fast pace. The characters aren't as fully fleshed out as some in previous games. Some people will see this as a negative, but for someone like me who plays Fire Emblem primarily for the strategy gameplay, this is preferred. I don't find myself getting overly attached to any specific character. More so, I see them as units on the battlefield. If you're playing this game on casual mode, the large cast of characters can most definitely feel redundant. For anyone playing on classic mode, will truly understand the thought process of the game developers. The fear of losing a character forever is stressful enough, but since the game will almost certainly offer a backup unit, you can sometimes live with losing a unit. This feels more like a throwback to the games I grew up playing on Game Boy Advance and DS. Alright, next let's move into the gameplay of this game, as that's the primary reason why I feel like anyone should check out this one. Before the battle, you're given a menu where you can pick your units, choose their starting positions, manage inventory, and much more. Once you begin the fight, you'll receive the prompt with the win and loss conditions. You're then thrown on the grid like battlefield. You choose your units and move them like chess pieces to strategically make your way to the boss, or whatever the win condition is. This is how all Fire Emblem games have been played. However, the game does differentiate itself in a few new and old mechanics. Firstly, if your first Fire Emblem game was Three Houses, then the weapon triangle would be a new surprise. But for those long-term fans, it is a welcome old mechanic that helps with strategizing. It is tweaked, however, with the break mechanic. For example, swords beat axes. So if your sword wielder attacks an axe unit, they won't be able to counterattack. The same will apply if the opposition breaks your units.
What's next?
Another new mechanic the game adds is that of the Emblem Ring, an attachment that your units can carry that'll either make them more proficient in their class or add a new proficiency to the unit. For example, giving a thief the Emblem Ring of the Dawn Maiden will allow them to cast specific spells. Besides buffing and or adding to a character, they will also grant engage abilities. After filling your engage gauge, each ring will allow the wielder a special skill, such as the Emblem of Echoes, which allows the user the ability of Warp Ragnarok, where you can teleport clear across the map and deliver a strong magic attack. These new additions to the game add more strategy and customization to what is a very traditional and expected gameplay loop. Another thing that Fire Emblem games are known for, aside from the gameplay, aside from the story, is the music. And Fire Emblem Engage does not disappoint. This music is phenomenal. I could listen to it all day. Now, for everything that the Fire Emblem franchise is known for, it is not known for its graphical fidelity. It's not a franchise that pushes the next generation of graphics, but it does have an art style. And this game definitely chose to go with a very high anime art style. And I know that turned some people off. At first it was very hard for me to get used to. But now that I played the game, I beat the game, I definitely appreciate the art style. I don't know if I want to see another game this high anime, but it definitely gives the game a direction and a voice and a aesthetic. So with that being said, I do appreciate what Intelligent Systems did create with this art style.
That's the last of them. The village is finally safe. But it's still not good enough. I have to be strong. Strong, just like you were. I still miss you so much. And I think about what you said to me all those long years ago. Where are you, brother?
In between fights, the game does offer an overview map. I do really appreciate this. Now, in this overview map, you have the option to go on to the next fight that will continue on the story, but I highly advise against that. Because besides that, it'll give you two options. One option would be to do a paralog fight or skirmishes, which give you the chance to level up, grab new items, recruit new characters. And then the second option is returning to the Somniel. Now, in Three Houses, they had Garrick Mach. And this is Fire Emblem Engage's counterpart to Garrick Mach. In the Somniel, you'll have the opportunity to bond closer with ally characters and enjoy some of these scenes, these cutscenes that allow you to level up your support levels with your allies, which are always pretty fun. Some of them are a little hit or miss, but they're definitely there as an added addition. They're not as in-depth as Three House was, but they are a nice addition.
No big deal.
I thought so. With strength like yours, you must be pretty well known, too.
Sure. I mean, yep. People know me.
I'll bet some of our allies are well acquainted with your reputation already. I'll have to ask around. There must be stories.
No, I mean, could I ask you to maybe not do that?
What? Why?
Because...
Besides the support conversations you can have with your ally units. There are side mini games you can do that'll help benefit you when you actually go to battle again, such as strength training, where you can perform a little mini game that'll either give you an extra boost in dexterity, strength, or health. You can go pet your pet animals that you adopt. You can go shop at the stores. They definitely give you a lot in the Somniel, and my favorite part is that majority of the stuff in the Somniel will benefit you on the battlefield, and I feel like those are always nice additions, and something that I'm glad they put in, and I'm hoping to kind of keep around.
Looking good. Perfect. You've got this. Perfect. Looking good. Perfect. You've got this. Looking good. Perfect. You've got this. Great job! I'm so proud.
Now, after all is said and done, I do strongly recommend Fire Emblem Engage to those who love strategy RPGs or are even interested in strategy RPGs. If you, however, have no interest in the strategy portion of the game, if you're just expecting the story to carry this one, it's a harder recommendation. I don't think this is a game for those who are looking for a deep narrative story, but I can say for me, I love Fire Emblem Engage. This is an awesome start to the Nintendo Switch lineup for 2023. I can't wait for the next Fire Emblem game, and I definitely enjoyed my time with this one. Alright then, you guys, I'm Christian. This has been my review of Fire Emblem Engage. A game I do highly recommend. If you guys could do me a favor, like and subscribe down below. Check out some of our other videos. Let us know what other games you think we should be reviewing. Thank you.